Hey everyone, it's Politinik channel here today, and today for this video we're going to be talking and doing an interview with a couple of different people with a topic about conspiracy theories. So, just to show you all, I am talking with a guy named Sam, a couple of different people here. So yeah, today's topic we're talking about conspiracy theories. So, have you heard of the news about how like North Korea is going to be friends with South Korea and all that? Well, like how the North and South in Korea, they're trying to maintain like create a friendship instead of the conflicts and all that. They have the Korean War and all that. And it's, yeah, and it's possible that they might unite into be one whole Korea. I mean, bombed by who? Yeah, I mean that's true, but you never know what kind of like secret technology they might have. But like just from what the media shows, we kind of think it's an undeveloped country. Yeah, that's true. Well, when you mean Black Plague, are you talking about specifically like the bubonic plague that happened in the past, or are you talking about just like a secret virus? I guess. Yeah, because I imagine there's a lot of secret biological weapons out there as well. Hmm. Speaking of which, I was Hmm. I was reading this crazy story in Russia. These hikers were in the forest, and they were just walking on some trail, and it was I think near the Ural Mountains, which is like what people consider to be the border between Europe and Asia. But yeah, like the rumor is that these people were walking in a trail, and they had a dog with them, and the dog started barking, and they actually happened to have a video camera at the time, and so they followed the dog, and they just decided to turn the camera on because they thought the dog found like a fox or some kind of like animal in the forest, and they were walking on this trail, and they see these two girls out of nowhere in the middle of the forest, and the girls don't see them or the dog, and the dog starts barking, and these two girls are like far away though, and they don't even like respond to the dog barking, and they see one girl just like start to float up into the air, and what they notice is that both girls are wearing like a rain jacket. Yeah, and they like one girl floats up, goes back to the ground, and they both turn to face the dog and the people. Well, they have it on video. That's the crazy thing. It's if you go on YouTube, you might be able to find it because it was on a Russian TV show when I first saw it. But they, yeah, so the girls like go back to the ground and they turn to these people, and then they see the people for like a second, and then they like almost like vanish. But you can tell in the video they like fly away somewhere, and that was. Let me see if I can find it. So floating girl. Yeah, here if you type in floating girl, you see two girls. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, there's a dog. It's in the forest, and it's in Russian. Dog's running. Yeah, and the guy's saying to the dog to come here in Russian. Yeah. Oh yeah. And so the dog runs, and they catch two people, and you see the girl clearly in the air, and she's in like a winter coat jacket, and the dog's barking, and the girl falls down, and they okay, so they just float back to the ground and run off. Well, the dog was running towards their direction based on the video. It looks like. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now, let me. Well, let me check the video again because this was on Russian like TV. It was a big thing. 2012 is when it was published, or no, 2009 when it was originally. It was uploaded by a guy, and I think this says Yevgeny, which is like a. Okay, so it looks like I don't. It almost looks like now it's hard to tell because it might be the trees or the forest in the background. It almost looks like she's on a pole or something, and then her like hood or cap like flips back. So let me. So you see her clearly floating. It almost looks like there's a pole, but it looks like one of the trees, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and I don't know if that's just me thinking there's a pole there, but it almost looks like there's I don't know if that's a platform she's holding on to, and her legs are just like pushed out, or what that is, because it looks strange. Because almost, and you hear the guy in Russian, and he says "что это," and "что это," and it means what's that? Like what is that? Um, and I can see the girl's like hood flap go back, and it's kind of trippy because it almost looks like her head disappears. Yeah, like her head disappears, and but you can clear. Let me see if she's just. I mean, it's possible. 2009, they would have had that. I mean, it could be, but I'm looking at it, and So the girl goes down, and it almost looks like it's like a daughter and like a mother, but they run off into the forest, like because they kind of run suddenly, like they're in a hurry, and looks like that mom or whoever says something to the girl, and the guy says in Russian, "Then my God, what was that?" Yeah, I'm looking at the video. I don't see anything that's shows a prop, but it could be one of those like a pole or something she's on. Or it could very well be like a freaking crane holding her up by strings. All right, take care, Sam. But okay, so yeah, but it looks like that there's nothing crazy off. But yeah, other than that, hmm. But yeah, the only what another crazy thing about that area was so the one I'm streaming on right now is called Politinik. I'm sure I'm first send in the link, and then I'm gonna put in. Oh, that should be it. Sure. Yeah. Now, yeah. The second thing I was going to say. Okay. So the other big thing, what happened in that same area was there was like a mining company in that area, and what happened was they were mining somewhere near a mountain, and that company I think was like a research company, and they were trying to dig a like a pipe, like a hole down, like oil, and okay, yeah. So they were digging a hole down into the earth, and eventually they decide to just see and break a record of how deep they can dig. And from my understanding, they had different like safety equipment as well that would check and see when they hit like say water versus oil or something was like off, like say if the earth was moving, it could like affect the pipeline. And they kept on digging, and apparently a guy, like I think one of the equipment they had was a device that like would measure like signals in the underground, and one guy thought that he caught something like moving, like it was very unusual. And then they hit like a huge, what they thought was like a cave underground because they had water there, and the guy had, from my understanding, some sort of audio device. So he would listen to the pipe or something, and he heard what sounded like some kind of like animal make a noise, and they thought something like maybe fell down and got stuck, and they checked everything. There was nothing. Like they stopped the drilling, and they pulled out the whole drill because they thought that if something fell in, it would damage the equipment, and nothing fell in. And they were hearing like screeches, and they were like very unusually deep. So they wouldn't be in like a cave that would have been towards the surface. This was like I don't know. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, it would have collapsed or if they were if it was something near the surface. But they like people kind of stopped drilling, and they still had security guards there just to protect equipment and all that. But the security guards said that they saw something that flew out of that hole, and they swear they thought it was like a dinosaur, like they called it like a pterodactyl. Yeah, and it was. They claimed that they had like the audio recordings and all that. It was they gave that recording to biologists, and they couldn't freaking figure out what that animal was. And these were like professional biologists that they sent it to some like university or something, and they had no clue what it was. And the guy did like a drawing of what he saw, and it looked like a pterodactyl. But they noticed that it was like hairy and it had like huge eyes. But yeah, it was some really weird stuff like that. Yeah. Do you know any crazy conspiracy theories or things like that as well yourself? Do you know any like weird, unusual stories? Okay. Hmm. Okay. That's interesting. But okay. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I can't. Trying to think what other crazy recent ones. Hmm. I mean, I've heard people out in like the ocean claiming that they see creatures that they haven't seen before. But I mean, yeah, I mean that's true. And then taking part also the pollution that's being put into the water. Yeah, that BP I think was behind that. But yeah, that makes sense. All right. Okay, so now it's actually getting late. It's about 1:26 in the morning here. Yeah, in Eastern yeah, I'm at like North Carolina, Eastern Standard Time. So, and I have to wake up at 4. Yeah, so I'm actually yeah, so I'm gonna have to actually end the call soon. So yeah, so all right, so I'll finish this call right here. But yeah, thank you all for joining, and see you next time on Politinik. Take care. Bye.